What if there was a place where the laws of the land never mattered? Where a criminal, a thief, a murderer could step in and be judged only by God. This stone here is an original stone that marked an area just like that. Stay tuned to find out more about the Knights of St. John in Scotland. We have to start today's story with the death of a king, King Malcolm of Canmore. King Malcolm was a relatively peaceful king, and under his reign, Scotland had become highly influenced from the old enemy. When Malcolm died, there was a power struggle at the top between his brother, Donald, and his two sons, Duncan and Edgar. Donald first got power when Malcolm died, and Donald, as a true patriotic man, threw the English out of the land, sent them back down south and gave the land back to the Scottish people. His two nephews, this Duncan, got power after less than a year, and he was on the opposite side of the spectrum, shared everything with the English. Upon his death, Donald got another shot, which was quickly pushed aside, and Edgar got power. Edgar died, and Edgar split his kingdom into two. North of the Clyde was to be ruled by Alexander I, his brother, and south of the Clyde was to be ruled by David I, his other brother. Alexander unexpectedly died, and David gained power of the whole of Scotland with the support of his brother-in-law, Henry I of England. David kept his titles down in England as a lord or something, and spent many evenings wining and dining with the nobles of England. And it was during his reign that the Knights of St. John appeared in Scotland. In 1124, the Knights of St. John made their way here to West Lothian, a wee place called Torphichen, which is where they set up their headquarters in Scotland. Many people will tell you that they came here on a peace mission to protect the vulnerable and poor. I'll tell you that they came here to undermine Scottish law. They came here to take land that wasn't theirs, to push the belief of one God onto a magnificent people, and to assert the church's authority throughout the land and replace spirituality with religion. A clear piece of evidence of this are the stones that make up the refuge circle. This is one of these ancient stones. See, the refuge stones, if you made it into the circle, which is about a Scots mile diameter, you answered to God, or you answered to the knights. As I'm sure you can imagine, this led to many men entering the sanctuary and pleading for forgiveness and protection. In return, they would join forces with the knights. They started gaining power. As any gang would tell you, there's strength in numbers. The Knights of St. John were on a different order altogether from the Knights Templar. They were not the same thing. And the Knights of St. John were happily going about their business when the first Scottish Wars of Independence broke out. They just so happened to take sides with the English in that war. And William Wallace didn't take too kind to that. And when he started winning some battles, he was quick to sack the church and send the knights all the way back to England. It was then said that they were unheard of in the land of Scotland until 1314 at the Battle of Bannockburn, where they lined up for the English. And legend has it that on the other side was the excommunicated Knights Templar fighting for the Bruce. After the Scottish Wars of Independence, the Knights continued to go about their business, undermining Scottish law, spreading Christianity and that one true God and that, aye, yeah, cool. So, yeah, until the 1600s they remained quite powerful in Scotland, when during the Reformation, which we won't go into today, they were Roman Catholic, so they more or less got banished from the land. No practices of that kind of beliefs. Today, St John's Knights, the Knights of St John, are now St John's Ambulance Brigade. St John's Ambulance Brigade has a sovereign head. The sovereign head is that wee old, Queen of England, mate. Queen of England. Enough said. Why did I even bother? Bye.